Hi, I'm Gamis, and this is a video about this album Heartfield that I made in 2003. This is the first video I'm doing like this in English. I suppose that I should have done the Breaking Through album here in English also, because the lyrics is in English in both of these albums, and it's stupid to just talk Swedish about them then, because if somebody somewhere sometime in life perhaps maybe are interested in what I had to say about these songs, I don't know, I suppose not, but whoever knows. um, well, then English I think is the better language to present my ideas and why I made these songs and so on. Mostly it's just fun for me to have like a and sit here in memory lane and talk about these songs. You see, the date for today is it's the 15th of December 2020. So it's been a while since I made these songs, and I think that I come quite far in well, at least in mixing and mastering and the way to record. Uh, the one thing that I really feel that well, I'm still creative, but at this time, at 2003, I think was the most productive year I ever had. I just made like songs almost every day. I had a new song in my head. I woke up with music in my head all the time. Uh, I had ideas that I wanted to get out, like lyrics that I wanted to sing, and I tried to sort them out and wonder what the songs should be together in different albums. So this like this time um, was like the mini version of what I'm doing now, 2020 2021, coming up, um, where I first started to release my albums with different aliases, with different names, because this disc before, the album before, was a metal album. So I used the alias Mutual Edification, that later became a band with real live band members, and we played a little bit live and so on. And the genre didn't really stick. It wasn't metal in the end, right? But whatever. So let's talk about this album now, the Heartfield album. It was more the soft songs that I really didn't think fitted in like with a hard attitude of Mutual Edification. So I just released it as my surname. What's it called? I don't know. My English is not the best. My vocabulary is not the broadest, but whatever. I make do, I think. Whatever. So, and the theme for this album, as stated here, I don't have much information on my site, but it's love, faith, and broken hearts. It kind of sums it up. All the songs you have listed here in the old Winamp, the old faithful. Oh, you don't see the clock and so on because my face is in the way. Whatever. I already told the today's date. Um, so okay, for the songs, it's 11 songs, and yeah, I was kind of I was starting to live for myself a couple of years earlier, but now I started to stand on my own in life. It was kind of late. I was 21 years old at the time in 2003. And I had recently had like a very life-changing shift from like just sitting alone and playing games and being depressed and making depressing songs that I made and trying to, make myself heard in the gaming community, trying to make music for games. And I had a lot of different relationships with the different developers, but none of them really came through. It was one guy from Germany that actually finished his game. But when I saw the finished product, I told him that he could use my songs for free, but I was jumping out of the project. But he didn't really understand, and he thought that maybe it would be a problem for him later on. So he actually made some other composer remake all my songs. That guy didn't. He went into my Fast Tracker songs and just sapped them and used the same sounds and actually made the songs much worse, in my opinion. So that was nice, but it was a sad time for me. I really felt that I tried to give it my all, but I never found a good opening. And I tried to, learn Cubase, and I bought a really expensive sound card, and I didn't have any money because I didn't work or anything. But now, at the time in 2003, I think that I started working, um, or maybe it was whatever. Uh, the backstory is that I became like this really fired up Christian, and I tried to, my mom and my dad are still Christian. I was brought up in a Christian home, or two homes, whatever. Yeah, it was a little bit messed up, and much of the stuff going on didn't really make sense. So I had a lot of baggage, but then I tried to like make a new start, and then I fell a little bit in love with this girl, and she had like some relatives in the church, so she went to like meetings and stuff, and I went there too, and it was a little bit messed up in my head, all these emotions. And I'm starting to be a social being at all, because the years before I just sat in my room, and talked with people online, nothing more. But now I'm starting to meet people, and I'm starting to try to have a relationship with this God that I like neglected for all these years. And it's from this position that all these songs come. So this album, I think that some of the songs have like a great core. The compositions are kind of cool. The lyrics in some parts are kind of smart, but the way that I recorded them, it's like off-tune guitars and off-tune vocals. I mean, I used Cool Edit Pro for this whole album. I made the drum parts. That was always the first thing that I made, recorded, and they were made in Fast Tracker, like the old Tracker. I made one wave file from them, put them into Cool Edit Pro, and then I had to finish the takes. And I'm still not a good a great musician in that way, that I need to take takes over and over again. And now at the time 2020, I can cut and use different parts of different takes and so on my guitars and on my bass and so on. That wasn't the way I did this. I just like use this kind of sad dynamic microphone, mic'd up a nylon stringed guitar, and just recorded. And that was like the whole thing. Drums, nylon string guitar, one electric guitar that was off tune, obviously. So it's really sad to hear these songs because they could have been so much better. But I'm thinking about maybe remaking some of them with all the knowledge and the skills that I've accumulated in these 17 years. Almost 18. So yeah, I have talked now for I don't know how long time, but let's just go into the songs, and I'm going to talk about the songs particularly one after each other. So this song, it's 2 nylon stringed guitars and me singing, and then I put some reverbs on it. Yeah, it actually sounds quite cool, but it's off tune, so it's like hard to reproduce, but the off tune is as much off tune as the song as like with the guitars. And keep in mind, I didn't have any kind of pitch correction options at all. So my actual singing talent, I think that I was better at singing at this time than I am now, because I sang so much all the time. So it sounds in tune with the guitars, I put the song in last in every song. Always the drums first. There is no drums in this particular song. This song and the theme, it's about broken hearts. It's about love. It's nothing about faith. And it's sad that I don't have like the tracks. Still, because the emotion of the vocals are, they feel nice. So I like this. I don't get a bad feeling about showing this particular song at all, even if it's off tune. The songs after, however, there we get a bit of a problem. I was laughing so hard the first time around. I showed the second song, but kind of need to cut that out because there was no sound. It's computers and stuff and recording programs. So the lyrics talks its own language. It's about me being frustrated, about not being able to show the emotions that I had, and it's so funny because I really feel when I listen to it, like I want to go back in time and like almost, explain to myself like this shouldn't be a problem. Why do you have this as a problem? And also like the mixing and the recording, like why are you doing it like this? It's so stupid. Tune the guitar before you record. Like how hard could it be, But I made it a song anyway. But it's like I would like to like this proves a really big point in making music. I mean, the recording is awful. It's off-tune guitars. It's like the mixing, the way that I use. I had Cool Edit. I had one chance to pull pull the recording off, you know. I couldn't like cut and choose different takes and stuff. Like it was just like record one track. If it doesn't work, you know, you need to start over again. And I really didn't want to start over and over again with the picking of the guitar. So I just made it and kind of like, yeah, 2 times the same song. Great, it's finished. Like, but it's still kind of a good mix in one way, and it's the emotion, you know, that you can hear this in the vocals, that it's I'm there, I feel the feelings that I'm singing about. And that's like the biggest, the most important part about music, I think, is like, do I believe this singer? Because you hear so many like great productions, but the singers sound like dead. It's like you can put a robot in front instead. Like it doesn't. I don't feel it. It doesn't sound like true to the message, if you understand. And about being true to the message, now we're going to come in like a different area of this. I had a hard time the last time around pressing the song number 2, Living by Mercy, because now it's about the faith. And you know, at the time I should have worked more about on myself and how to live alone, and like how to treat myself, and then learn to treat others in a good way. I should have worked more on my own life and like creating a good core before like trying to this is basically a blind trying to lead a whole generation of other blind folk, and seeing too, like a blind I don't know, traffic instructor. Like, yeah, you can go there, you can go there. Like it's just messed up that I'm trying to teach everyone how to live their life when I couldn't do it at all myself. And I was so messed up, and I had problems with these emotions called love, and like the how to treat like how to treat women, how to treat people in general, like and mostly actually myself, because I was really messed up at the time, and it was a lot of things happening. I don't blame myself, you know, I didn't do anything really wrong at the time, but I didn't treat people and myself the way that I actually should. So it's sad to listen to these songs, because it's a lot of like religious zeal, but there's no like core to it, if you get my drift. And there's off-tune guitars and basses. So what is with me? What am I dead to stand in front of you now? But now you can hear the song and the sound. I mean, I tried to like record without getting sound before. Still like this nylon stringed guitar. One. Oh, it's great. I'm still laughing. It's like the most anticlimactic start of the song. Like it's a nice enough intro. Like I try to do this epic, like now let's go, and it's like, and you hear the like off-tune bass, and it sucks ass. But one thing, the one thing that it's great with, I hate the lyrics. I don't care that I listens to the bass line here in the chorus, because that's cool. So what is with me? Why don't I dare to stand in front of you now? What is with me? Why don't I dare to stand in front of you now? And I think that I have this in like my muscles too. I use the same bass that I had recording this, but this time I usually tune them before recording. I can't stand this song. I have a little bit of a problem listening to them. Anyhow, that's that song. It's messed up lyrics because it's like me trying to trying to be a better Christian or something like. Yeah, it was sad, and messing up my youth with trying to get the whole world together. Like it's like a classic mistake for certain youth. Certain, almost everyone has sometime that problem. Some go into politics and try to like make sense of the world that way. Some go to faith, and some just try to use philosophy or like science or whatever to just make sense of the whole world. And that's one thing. You can find your own explanations to things, but not like trying to push them on everyone. And this is about me and trying to live a better life. So it's not like pointing the finger at others, but it's still sad to hear that I just, why couldn't I just be like a normal teenager or normal young man and just like work on myself like everyone else? Like, no, I had to like try to like fix everything. And I guess my backpack, as I said, my baggage was quite messed up at the time. I had no other way to do it, I guess. So, and this next song sounds a little bit better. Let Us Pray. And there's also some parts that I really like. It's actually the lyrics this time. This is about faith, and it's about love also, and a little bit about broken hearts. But the chorus is just whatever. But this is the smartest lyrics in the whole album, I guess. The verses. Still a bit off tune, but actually the bass and guitars and song kind of fit together, like so the mix is a little bit better. But like a wolf with a shade close to her mouth, starving out in the snow. I seek a way to open my heart the right way towards you. Without help, the wolf will die, hungry and cold without hope. So I seek my help in our God. Let us pray. The second verse. No. Oh, I missed it. I couldn't wait to. It's absurd how the birds no, I'm messing up. Damn it! Like a bird trapped in a cat's paw, struggling for its life. My soul is fighting with my loneliness. It's absurd how the bird still screams and it's waiting for the killing strike. I couldn't wait to tell you how I feel. I think that's some of the some cool ideas there, like how do you say it in English? It's like metaphors for how I felt about love and the communication with this girl and whatever. And it's like smart pictures that I'm painting. And I think the feeling of this song when in the verses are like, yeah, it's I like, and I see a potential idea, and this this recording really sucks, and like the chorus is really ruining the whole song. Like, let us pray, it's making right. Oh, why? No, it's not the right course for. Oh my. Whatever. So I actually there's something in all these three songs that we listen to that I want to like remake or like take care of. So it's even if I never make another iteration of these songs, yeah, it's nice to sit here and talk about them and like make this video. Maybe never nobody cares, but yeah, I do. I actually I care about these songs, and yeah, should give them some space. I think it's like small babies, you know, like laying eggs. And this time in 2003, I laid eggs every uh, other night. I think I had so many songs, so many ideas, so much that I just produced. So of course, the way that I produced was like just record and let's press the shit out, you know. Um, and I had no idea what I was doing, like recording or mixing or whatever. Didn't know what compression was. Um, so I guess that's one way, you know, to learn. Just produce, be creative. Um, I I guess that's the way that I'm going to try to coach other people if they want to learn to write their own music and record and stuff. Just just do it. Use the program that you have. Just make it easy on yourself and produce, and then learn more for the next album and so on and so on. Yeah, let's listen to this. You can hear it. There's a thought to these guitars and how they are paneled. And the drums are awful. Like really dry and like this song is I'm actually really happy with the whole composition. This lyrics is hard for me to sing in that way because I'm not like that active like a Christian or in my faith or so on. I can't like be wholehearted in the ways that I sing. Oh, this is sad. You know, so it's hard for me to listen to it because it's me who's I'm the one that sing this. But at the time, I actually it was this way, and I thanked Jesus that I found my life in Him because that was the way that I really needed him. I really needed faith. I needed the Bible to kind of guide me through life. It was a messed up time, and I really needed something strong to hold on to, and there was nothing strong, nowhere to be found except faith. So it's true, and I like the ding 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 ding. Now I'm talking about the music, and like I would like to do something about this song also, but I can't sing the same thing. I can't go and try to be like the wholehearted version of myself. But you hear also, if you if, if you listen to how I sing, how the vocals sound, these vocals sound a bit dead and like the robot, not robot dead, but it's like ansträngt. It's I can't get the right word, but it's it doesn't come fluently like Don't Stop. It's just pure emotion in the song. But here you if you sing something like this, you can't like this is the way of life. Yeah. Then you have to like really sound like you mean it, because otherwise it doesn't really make so much sense. Now back to the Broken Hearts. This was like cute song that was like should really had a couple of de-essers on that guitar.
Oh, I'm alone again. I'm alone, my friend. If you won't come to me, I'm alone till the end.
Actually kind of cool reversed reverb effect. I really love that kind of stuff at this time. But in this song, it's and this is like the song a song that this song doesn't matter that much.
You once said to me how great a life would be if a heart could see while living in small huts.
And I'm starting to oh my yeah, that song is like whatever. Now this song Heartfield, like the real deal, uh, that the whole album is named after. The song I'm trying to make this epic song here, and I didn't really know how to do it, but I really tried, and I tried to do like strings, and there's a thought process to this song that I really like. I really like the composition. I really like the lyrics because it's smart lyrics, and it's a true story about this girl that I'm. The whole album is around this girl in one way or another, and well, it's actually words that she told me, and she said stuff like, and that made the impression on me, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess that I don't have any chance, because she was already heartbroken. She was interested in me and so on, but it didn't work out because we were too messed up, both of us. In retrospect, that was the case, and well, here we go. You can hear like I'm trying to make this epic. The anticlimactic shit tune, guitar and bass. I don't know if it comes clear. Like it's the sound is not the greatest. I don't know if you can hear what I'm singing at all, but it's about like this girl said to me like, well, it feels like my heart is crushed in small pieces and I give to everyone and I don't have anything more to give. So she felt like drained, and I was not like the big great smart guy that tried to like just be there for her that I could, but I'm trying to like teach her stuff and like be this I don't know what I tried to achieve, but I felt like I couldn't, you know, be a boyfriend or whatever. I had to cover my, it was not okay to be like into a girl and then start to live a life like a Christian at the same time. Really messed me up this this situation.
Grow again if you just let your heart be water. If you just let yourself start to grow again, there will be a rapture.
It's a kind of a nice bridge, and then you just give it all in the chorus, but of course it sounds like like it's I just get a picture in my head like how to like mix this in a different way so it sounds epic, because it's supposed to be a epic like push like in the chorus, of course. Surprise surprise, like every other song, but you know, there's like a great idea in the whole song, so I would like just to remake the whole song like and do it much better, of course, hopefully. That's what I'm planning to do sometime.
There will be a
You see, you can you can hear it's off tune because like the strings are actually tuned, but everything else is off tune. It's very sad that I really couldn't tune my things when I recorded. Like, never occurred to me that you like think about how the tuning is before you record. Like, I'm so helpless when it comes to different things. Like, it takes so long for me to like realize stuff. It's sad, really sad. This song is really sad. It's about broken hearts again. But it's like made in a cute way, you know? And the mix is like stupid, but it's a little bit cute. That was how I felt. Really sad. I woke up, couldn't even. The grammatical incorrection. I'm still as sucky as always.
I'm so serious when I go this deep into my soul. But I'm nothing on the air.
On the air, like on the air also.
I learn a lesson of love.
This is like the whole.
I learned that love comes from above.
I actually don't have any problem with the lyrics here, and this is the whole like meaning of the whole album is like this lesson of love that I learned by going through all the emotions, and I kind of gave all the thoughts and emotions one song each, so it's a kind of a cool album in that way. And this lesson of love, it's like a simple song, and you can hear the emotion, and I actually could like really I really feel how I felt it when I sang it. So this is a song that I actually could just put myself into and just record again, like today if I wanted. And yeah, the lyrics is okay. I learned a lesson of love. I learned that love comes from above. I really actually think that, you know, the way that I think about God now and like faith and the whole thing, I think that the whole point being that love and the way that we interact with each other should like mirror the way that we interact with God, and how it should be like if you're going to live by your faith, you should live by the love that you feel towards your God, not like you try to make other people do different things and like try to condemn them when they are wrong and so on. That's not the way you do if you feel love. So there's a point that I'm trying to like see me make here in this song. Like I should have learned to just appreciate and love this person and not like trying to be actually this Pharisee that I was, and trying to teach her stuff about God. And this was a really stupid thing to do. And that was my lesson actually. And I also learned that the connection between love between man and woman, and love between people in general, and then love between God and the person believing in him, you know. So that's, yeah, I can stand for this. This was a lesson, 100%.
I learned a lesson of love. I wanna say to you right now, it's not like we're living in different universes.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of.
And I think we'll feel the same. If I have blown my chances, just give me more time to say this to you, and I will love you until the end. Until the end. I'll learn a lesson.
It's like this way that it almost feels like I'm accepting my defeat with this girl when I sang this. Like, I actually feel the emotions, like, yeah, it's not gonna work, I messed this up, I'm an idiot, but I've learned something from it. So it's like, not like I was totally broken hearted, but it felt shit. And then I felt like, yeah, I'm starting to realize what love is all about and what life is all about. Like, what's great and big time, but it was really a lot of anxiety and actually shit in every way. So it's a really sad song, but it's also like kind of a victory, you know. It's better to do a song about it than to like just sit and you know. At this time also, I used to walk up this path in the forest with my acoustic guitar, and just some of these songs I actually made up in that forest. And that there was a guy that had taken his life, and I didn't know about this, but there came a couple with flowers, and they were going up to the place where he was hanging from a tree, and it was like 200 meters from where I was sitting and playing. And the girl was like looking at me, and like, because it was a sad song that I was singing, and I sat there in the forest singing with my acoustic guitar, recording on my dictaphone. And then they came up and like, how are you feeling? And they thought that like I was like in line to just go and hang myself also. And they actually, of course, they thought that I was sad because of this thing that happened. And I had nothing to do with this guy that had taken his life, but it was a young man, and I guess that he took his life because he was so sad about some love story in his life. So he couldn't handle it. And here I sat writing these songs in the forest. That's kind of a weird story, actually. It's interesting that I just remembering and telling this now at song number 8. Yeah, so wow, lots of emotions, not lots of emotions just listening to this off-tune record. It's a love-hate relationship with this album in a very big way. I'm happy that this is the first album that I'm recording talking English, because it's a big album, and it's I have so from this point there could only be like progress, you know. You can't record with off-tuned guitars. It's so I'm still doing the mistake sometimes that I have not really tuned the guitar in the way that I'm going to play the guitar. So sometimes I can hear when I'm starting to mix the recordings, like, yeah, I need to record this guitar all over again because one of the strings is actually not giving me the total right tuning. Or I'm not saying that I'm an expert in hearing tuning. I'm still, I mean, I still don't really care 100%. I'm more about creativity and like actually recording the songs, because if you're going to be perfect in the recording process, then I like need to cut down my productivity like a lot, because I produce so much. So I can't really be that picky when I come to recording. But this is by this and the next album, not Flaskan here. I'm going to talk Swedish when I record about that, because it's in Swedish, the album. But wow, that was the two worst recordings in history of mankind, I think. I don't know which one is worse. I think this one is the worst one, actually. And it's weird because when I recorded them, it didn't feel so off tune, because I had these kind of bad headphones when I recorded, and then I listened in from another place, and it sounded like shit. And I was so heartbroken. And I was heartbroken about this girl. I was heartbroken about life in general, and like the way, oh man, and it really sucked when I kind of released this album. But I did it anyway. I finished it anyway, and I actually went to like this place where they printed out my disc. So I think I have this album here somewhere. Yeah, like in disc format. It's kind of a cool thing. Here we are. This is the way it looked. There we go. And the idea of this heart field, you see this. Yeah, I'm gonna see it bigger. But yeah, there's a lot of hearts, and it's like a cornfield, but it's hearts instead of corn growing. And you know, the vision that I had was so epic, and then I didn't know how to do it. So I'm just doing like this minimalistic picture, and had some photoshopping, and these are hearts in different colors here. It's such a sad presentation of what I wanted to show in all ways possible, like in the idea way, in the composition way, in the recording way, and in the picture of the album. And I actually wrote here demo because I felt like this is such a bad album, like, so I had to like I didn't go all in. I wanted to blame it on something when people said to me what I thought. Yeah, so here it comes, next song, and it's in the same area. It's me processing what I've learned. And I was kind of good at picking with the guitar. I have always been. I can guess this is coming from my father, because he's great at picking acoustic guitars and electric guitars, whatever. So that's something that I've gotten from him. I think, and I have kind of a thin fingers. So if the last song, Lesson of Love, was my process about this love for this girl that didn't really work out, then this song is more about the process of learning how to deal with my relationship to God and this given wisdom that I've gained about love. And this is more a we to you.
That there's nothing to achieve.
It's like a depression thing, but it's kind of true. Why do we live like this life? You know? Nothing really matters, but
there's no denial you are true.
it's still off tune, but it's like sometimes it feels okay, and it's a kind of a cool. I'm playing wrong.
Where's the wise man? I give my gifts to you. Nobody else is worth it.
This is a cool
I
text.
see your love in the right tune. I'm too weak to handle this gift of wisdom. This gift of wisdom.
Kind of a nice choir. Like there's some kind of a weird chord taking place when everything is together here. Like it's a nice little effect. And well, yeah, I like this song. It's a little bit. It's a special one. It's again a lot of emotion. And the lyrics is okay, it's not like the worst. So now we have one song that I really hate, Take Your Time. It sucks. I shouldn't have it on the disc. It's a lot like, I think Lesson of Love and Take Your Time is like almost copies, but this is the bad. Like why would I do that? But Butterfly is actually, and you see it on my page, that's the one song that I really feel that I could show to others, because yeah, it sounds a bit cool. I don't think that it's totally in tune, but it's better than all of the other songs in the album tune wise. And it's maybe because it's a little bit more dirty and a little bit harder and like more attitude. It's coming to that attitude of mutual identification and how we interpreted the songs together later on. Here we are, 2004. Yeah. Gain some attitude, gain some perspectives. The idea is cool here. It intensifies every time it goes around. So there's not much lyrics, but the one lyric that there is kind of cool. And I need to pull up here, I think.
I don't wanna take this butterfly to cage you. I'm faded on me. I don't want to take your love to cage you. You need to be free. I don't want to take this butterfly to cage you. I'm faded on me.
You hear that I have some kind of attitude in my voice, and it's like a little bit growly, or what, I don't know the word for it. Crunchy, maybe. And the distortion on the guitars are also adding to some kind of intensity that there's had been no intensity in all of the other songs. Maybe hard feel a little bit of intensity there, but yeah, it's a cool thing. And the way that I'm singing about this girl, and how I shouldn't try to like cage her in all these words that I'm talking to her about how to live her life and whatever. So that's all the last songs, all the three last songs, except Take Your Time, like it's like, oh please kill me now song in the end. But all these three are like, yeah, the way that I'm processing my loss, and how I'm supposed to think about this relationship that kind of ended around me finishing this album. So it's a journey of a process in a young heart being broken for the first time, actually. Um, that I felt that kind of thing at all. And why I'm scrolling up to this album here is because I'm singing about, I think it's here, is it? Blah blah blah. Yeah, it is here. We have a song here called Fjäril I fågelbur. It's like a butterfly in a bird's cage, and it's like the same story but with another relationship. And I think that I had grown in these 2 years with my next relationship that actually became a relationship for real. It was a girlfriend this time, and I knew about my problems, and not caging her in. And I think that I'd made progress in that area, but still I had so much problems with myself that it didn't work out that time either. But I did a better job, and it's kind of cool to see that I actually used the same words to picture it, the butterfly that I'm not trying to cage. And I should not cage this butterfly, but that's actually what I tried, that what ended up happening. And when I opened the lid a little bit, it just flew away, and that was the end of the relationship, kind of. It was not I mean, this happened, it was not like we went back and forth that much. I just realized that, oh, I like this girl, and then I directly messed it up. I was kind of a dick to her in one way, but didn't do anything stupid anyway. I'm a little bit, I'm working with sexual predators at this time when I'm recording this, so I I need to like put it in context. This was my problem with my youthful with my relationships in my youth, but I didn't do the same mistake as the guys that I'm taking care of in my work now.
Oh, I don't want to take your love to cages. You need to be free. This butterfly. I don't want to take your.
Oh, this is like the stick. It's a weird sound to this, but I like it.
I don't want to take this butterfly to cages.
It's a nice sound. Yeah, sad that I don't have the tracks because I really would like to keep some of the original recordings, not just in the vocals, but that stick also. That's a cool sound, even if maybe it's a little bit off tune. They are off tune together, and it sounds really weird when I do the. Yeah, it's an easy little thing, but it sounds cool when you do it together. And yeah, let's just stop this video with some shit song here. Listen to the start. Oh, it's Let Us Pray. That's what. That's the song. Sounds like.
I don't wanna start to feel insecure, so I said all the things that you mean to me. I'm sorry about that, but now I open the door so you can, when you want, walk into me.
It was like this.
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
Okay, so this is like a total failure from my part in the way that I thought, and why did I like? It's the same mistake that made me put this song in the end, and I was going to give her this disc like, okay, I messed up, and this is what I'm thinking. I'm a failure without you. You told me about these heart pieces that you give out, and I'm trying to teach you about love and whatever. And then this take your time, like, yeah, I will be here. I'm not going to try to, reach someone else. I'm here, and this is me, like, giving you a chance or something. And the weird thing, this is really weird. It's still weird, and I'm not going to try to, make a thing about it, but it's really weird. This girl that I'm singing about, I actually woke up one night, and this is like, I don't know, 1.5 years ago after this. I think it was 2004, in the late 2004, and I made this I started doing this disc in early 2003, I think. So yeah, one night I wake up in the middle of the night dreaming about me talking to God about this girl, and I started to pray about her, like, in a way that was not, from my perspective, it was more about like I hope she's doing well, and like I have learned something about this whole process that we are talking about. I realized that this video is not just about this album. It's more like about the process of young love. And yeah, this is so weird because in that moment that I'm sitting there actually with my hands together praying about this girl, my phone, I had like this big phone. It was not like now when everybody has mobile phones. It was before that time. In my life anyway, I didn't have any mobile phone. I had a regular phone at home. And she calls in the middle of the night while I was sitting and praying about her. So I was awake. She didn't wake me up. And she was crying and she was calling me for some reason because she had already gotten into another relationship with a guy and they had just broken up, and she was crying because she wanted to be comforted. And actually she was kind of an asshole calling me, but I took it, yeah, of course you take it as a sign for something. And of course you do it that when you praying to God about this girl that you had a crush on for like a year, and then she calls up in the middle of the night the same time that you dream about her. And it was so weird. So I was really like, yeah, it's still meant to be. It was not meant to be because I was still not doing the things that I have learned to do to her at that moment, because she needed someone to comfort her, nothing else. And I actually told her at that moment, like, how do you explain that you are calling me at the exact same time that I'm actually waking up from a dream about you and God, and I'm sitting here praying about you? And I'm asking her that question. It's so it was so stupid, but it's so weird also. And I'm not trying to say anything here. I'm not interested in that. I just, yeah, it's a weird way to end this video about this album, but it's obviously an album that means a lot, but was so badly recorded that it shouldn't even have existed. But I put it on my page anyway because it means that there's so much process being made here in these songs, like actually learning to be a better human being is the point of it all. But I hadn't really learned it. But I was on my way to become a self-managing human being, I guess. I was too old for being in this situation, I guess. But some people are slower than others. I hope that if you watched this video, you had you don't want to shoot yourself or go and hang up on a tree after this. It's kind of a sad video, and it's kind of a sad album, but there's potential, and I like to watch this in a positive way. And there's actually some kind of golden nuggets here that I want to take credit for, and I want to talk about, and maybe I will do some new versions about of these songs. So thank you if you watched the whole video. I'm impressed by you more than you should be about me. Have a nice day. Goodbye.